It's almost Valentine's Day, and it looks like we may have some dates. GameMasters here, and no, not those kind of dates, but rather some dates as to when we can expect some Dungeons & Dragons books to drop. And keep in mind that this year is the 50th anniversary of Dungeons & Dragons. The quick short of it is, looks like Vecna, Eve of Ruin is due out on May 21st. In fact, the pre-order for it just went live a bit earlier today on D&D Beyond. The making of the original Dungeons & Dragons is due out on June 18th. The Quest from the Infinite Staircase is set for July 16th. The new Player's Handbook is set for September 17th. The new Dungeon Master's Guide is set for November 12th. And the new Monster Manual, unfortunately, won't be out this year, but looks like it is slated to be released on February 18th of 2025. Also, we can expect to see some officially licensed Dungeons & Dragons team up with Converse, Lego, as well as with Pop-Tarts. I mean, we got a snack, right? Now for the long of it. Vecna, the Eve of Ruin, is an adventure campaign for characters of levels 10 to 20, and is explained in here as a high-stakes adventure in which the fate of the entire multiverse hangs in the balance. The heroes will begin in the Forgotten Realms, and then travel to Planescape, then to Spelljammer, Eberron, Ravenloft, Dragonlance, and get this, to Greyhawk, as they race to save existence from obliteration by the notorious lich Vecna, who is weaving a ritual to eliminate good, obliterate the gods, and subjugate all worlds. It is set to release on May 21st, 2024. The making of the original Dungeons & Dragons, 1970 to 1977, is going to depict the history of D&D, and is described as being the ultimate book showcasing D&D's inception, including Gary Gygax's never-before-seen first draft of D&D, written in 1973. It will include a curated collection of published fanzine and magazine articles that contribute to D&D's origin story. Each document is introduced, described, and woven into the story by one of the game's most foremost historians, John Peterson, and it is slated to come out on June 18th. Quests from the Infinite Staircase is an adventure anthology for characters levels 1 to 13. It weaves together 6 classic Dungeons & Dragons adventures while updating them for the game's 5th edition. The Infinite Staircase holds doors leading to fantastic realms. It's home to the noble genie Nafas, who hears wishes made throughout the multiverse and recruits heroes to fulfill them. It is due out to release on July 16th, although we don't know what those old school adventures are that is going to be in it, that'll be updated. Now for the big three. The new Player's Handbook will allow you to take your game to the next level. It will have more player options, enhanced organization, and engaging additions to 5th edition rules. This is going to be a must-have for everyone's next Dungeons & Dragons campaign, and it is due to come out on September 17th, 2024. The new Dungeon Master's Guide is touted, of course, on the next page, is touted, of course, as a DM resource and is described as it's never been easier to become the Dungeon Master than with the revised 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide. Learn the craft from the experts in a cleverly crafted and accessible approach to running your own game. With more tools than ever before, becoming the master of your own multiverse will be a snap. It is due to come out on November 12th, 2024. The new Monster Manual, well, I did skip a bit. The new Monster Manual is also considered DM's resource and is described as the revised 2025 Monster Manual brings you the greatest selection of foes to face off with your player characters than ever assembles in the history of the game. More options at all levels of play means more ways to provide the challenges that will keep them coming back to the table again and again. And again, sadly, this one won't be coming out until next year, February 18th of 2025. While we are also aware of a few other products, a revamp / update of the Caverns of Sajkanth, all this press release states about that is, here we go. Back in on the first page, in March, that the year-long celebration, and again, remember, this is the 50th year anniversary celebration that they're referring to, kicks off in March of 2024, when fans all over the world will be able to play the same adventure together, inspired by the Dungeons & Dragons creators' love of tournament-style play. Fans can experience an excerpt from an upcoming release, Descent into the Lost Caverns of Sajnoth, in game stores, at community centers, libraries, conventions like GaryCon and PAX East, on kitchen tables and painted scenery, in video chat rooms, and on D&D Beyond. And nothing else is really said about the Lost Caverns, but we do get a touch more info on the licensed material. This would be the Lego Converse and Pop-Tarts. There will be footwear and apparel from Converse, an official Lego building set complete with minifigs, and delicious treats suitable for snacking around the gaming table from Pop-Tarts. While we're not really given much info on the footwear and apparel, I'm not sure really how excited I'm going to be there. Shirts, shorts, and shoes with the D&D logo. I mean, I guess that sounds kind of cool and all, but on that, we'll just have to wait and see. The Legos sound neat, and the Pop-Tarts, listen, I got to be honest, those are just, each of those seem like some really random, very oddly randomly attributed companies to license out to, but I mean, okay. So I don't know. I'm pleased that we now have some dates, and I'm pretty excited to see that the setting Greyhawk was mentioned, which begs the question, when is that setting going to be released? I mean, one might could infer that it will be before May 21st, and otherwise, how are we going to actually venture into Greyhawk to help thwart Vecna's evil plot? Just something fun to ponder. And one can only hope that if we see Greyhawk release, that it would be more of a setting and less of an adventure like what we got with Dragonlance. But that's just me. What say you guys, though? What do you guys think of these new books? And now that we have some tentative dates, because I don't want to say they're set in stone because it's Wizards of the Coast after all, but does that amp up the excitement? This was a pretty short and sweet video, but I wanted to bring this breaking news to you. So talk to me down in the comments. Which of the books mentioned are you most looking forward to? Again, talk to me down in the comments, and until next our paths cross... oh, wait, hold on one second. Yeah. Really? Oh, this just in. There's more information about Vecna? Okay. Hold on. Evidently, part of the adventure will task players to rebuild the legendary Rod of 7 Parts. So, until next our paths cross, wait, let's see how excited we can get. Rod of 7 Parts in a Vecna adventure? Really? Listen, all I'm saying is that if we don't see a Greyhawk setting in light of this new information, then Wizards going to have greatly dropped the ball again.